Well, happy holidays. So, thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to do Pelau. Okay? It's pronounced Pelau, and you spell it P-E-L-A-U. It's a Caribbean dish or an Indian dish, whoever you decide you want to take it, and what part of the world you live in. So, if in Trinidad, it's an Indian dish. So, without further ado, this is going to be the little tweak change to Pelau. So you need either chicken or beef. Okay. So first off, do chicken breasts and cut up in little blocks. That'll be easier. Some peppers. Okay. Need some garlic. So fresh garlic and dice it. So here's your fresh garlic. Get some red onions. Dice those too, right there. Get some cilantro or parsley or both. I recommend both. So there's your cilantro. Okay. Now, in the original dish for pilau, it doesn't have mushrooms, but because I'm trying to eat healthy, I'm adding in shiitake mushrooms in it as well. Okay, so also need to make sure. See, you have a skillet. Now, you're going to add rice into this dish, but depending on how big your skillet is, you either need to be a 3/4 cup, half a cup, or a full cup of rice in your skillet. Okay. And we'll get to that part later. Also, you need some beans. So you can either do black eyed peas, or you can do pigeon peas. And the original dish for pilau, do pigeon peas, because I'm trying to be healthy and trying to curb what I eat and whatnot. I'm doing both pigeon peas and black eyed peas. So I'm also doing a half a cup of basmati rice. Okay, now. You're also going to need thyme. You're going to need some parsley, okay? You're going to need some garlic powder. I also put in some all-in-one seasoning as well. And see, now I know I'm doing crushed garlic, right, that I just diced up. But I'm also doing garlic powder too, okay? Now, you need to make a sauce for the pilau. One more ingredient you're going to need to get. If you don't already have it, you need to add it. It's called green seasoning, chief green seasoning. Okay, a lot of Indian dishes and Caribbean dishes have this seasoning in it. All right, so if you don't add it in, it's going to be a little bit off. Now you need to make the sauce for the pilau, and it's a blended sauce. So what you do is a couple, two or three tablespoons a piece to make the sauce. So start off with some Worcestershire sauce. Need some ketchup, some barbecue sauce. I'm doing a little bit differently because I'm going to add some Carolina mustard sauce as well, and also a tad bit like on the barbecue side, but I'm also adding in some mambo sauce too, so give it some extra kick and flavor. And it's a DC thing, so I'm just saying. But don't shoot the messenger. Just try it. You'll love it. Okay. Last but not least, I got a couple more things. Soy sauce. It is the reduced sodium of soy sauce, okay? And some black pepper, okay? All you need is about maybe a teaspoon, actually no, 2 teaspoons of the black pepper, and that's about it. Okay, so you need to combine all of those ingredients and pour it onto the chicken to make the sauce. So that's what we're gonna do next, okay? Oh, before I get started, when you're in the kitchen, you need something to parch yourself. You get parched, so you got something to to take care of your taste buds a little bit. Make sure you're not parched. I'm drinking a rosé, so it's a blush wine. And coincidentally, when you're having a dish with chicken, white wine. So since it's a Caribbean dish, I'm doing a blush wine. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so first up, take this out. We're gonna measure out. So this is a tablespoon, okay? So get the mambo sauce. We're gonna put in 2 tablespoons. All right. Next up, Worcestershire sauce. So tablespoon, 1, 2 tablespoons. Here's your Sweet Baby Ray's. 1 tablespoon. Don't go more than that. That sweet baby Ray's is very powerful. It's a barbecue sauce. Remember, this is a Caribbean dish. We're not trying to put in a barbecue flavor to it. That's overpowering. All right. That is also 1 tablespoon as well for the honey mustard. It's a Carolina style. We're also going to put in the green seasoning next. All right, so that's 1. Two. All right, that's 3. 3 tablespoons of the green seasoning, okay? Now we're gonna add in a 1/2 tablespoon of the soy sauce. There we go. Next up, we need to add our seasonings in next. So it's time for the seasonings. So we're gonna put in a dash of black pepper. That's basically a teaspoon. You're gonna put in your garlic powder. Also about a teaspoon. Now your all-in-one seasoning goes next. Do not get heavy with this, okay? So try to keep it a teaspoon or a little less than a teaspoon, and that's all you need for that. So next up, let us mix it together. All right, let's mix together. Here's the chicken. Pour this on the chicken like so. All right, next thing we're gonna do is, here is our cilantro. The diced cilantro goes over top of that, and we're gonna mix it together. So, spoon and mix it all up. Give it some nice, and give it some good love. Look at that. So, okay, now put this to the side, and now it's time for you to start your skillet. Medium high. Okay, one last thing with the chicken. Some lime juice. Put some lime juice in it. Just a little bit, not a lot. Just a little bit of lime juice in there. Okay, so get your oil. I'm using grapeseed oil for the skillet. I'm just gonna coat the skillet. All right. There we go. Skillet is now coated. So let's go ahead and put in the garlic. Okay. So the garlic will get nice and toasty. And then we're gonna add in our red onions that we diced up. I don't want to come out. There we go. Take your wooden spoon. All right. Okay. You're gonna let this cook in the skillet, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, okay? And then you're gonna add in your peppers at that point, all right? And then you add in your mushrooms. Actually, I start adding our mushrooms now. There we go. All right. So now we're going to cover this and let it simmer for a little bit. Just let it cook. Okay, so now we have everything in the skillet. I added some unsalted butter to the skillet. And what's what I do? I'm gonna stir it around because we want to make sure that we saute the mushrooms just right. Okay, so now we've done that. So now we're gonna take and put this lid on, let it simmer about a couple minutes. Okay, so now we've added in our peppers. So now it's time to stir in the peppers. And you were saying, but we didn't put any seasonings in it. I know. So don't worry, seasonings are coming. We want this to cook down a little bit, okay? Believe it or not, the onions have its own flavor, the mushrooms have its own flavor, even the peppers has its own flavor. So we want those to blend together first before we add in all the other stuff. Okay, so now the peppers are added in. Now let that cook for an additional minute before we start adding in the chicken. Okay, now this has cooked down enough, so let's add in our chicken. The chicken that we already add all the spices to. All right, look at that. All right. All right, stick your wooden spoon, and let's mix up a little bit in the skillet. Okay, now it's more like a pilau. Okay, now keep in mind, we're gonna let this simmer for a little while, for a few minutes, approximately about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're gonna add in our rice. And then we're gonna put our water in, and we're gonna turn it down from medium-high down to medium. We're just gonna let it simmer for about 20 minutes. At the 15-minute mark, we'll add in our peas, the pigeon peas and the black-eyed peas at that point. Okay, so the chicken is just about done. That's been about 3 minutes in the skillet on medium-high. So you see, the chicken is about done. So, but what happened to the dish? Is the dish ready? No, this is not ready. So, I'm gonna put in some water. Okay. You can put about a cup and a half of water into the skillet. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put your half a cup of rice into the skillet. And then you're gonna cover it and let it simmer. Take it down from medium-high down to medium. And you can set the timer. Okay, so make sure the rice is in there. Okay. What you're gonna need to do is make more of that sausage you made before. Put that back in the skillet later on. Okay? So we're gonna cover the skillet, bring our temperature down to medium, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 20-25 minutes. Okay, so now we've had this sizzling and marinating and doing all kinds of good stuff in this skillet. Okay, so now it's time to add in the pigeon peas and the black-eyed peas. So, one last thing to do. When you put together the mixture, add in about a tablespoon of kitchen bouquet. And this is what you get. You have a nice, even, dark mixture. Very flavorful. So now you're going to mix this all together. So you let this simmer for an additional 5 minutes, and then you're ready to eat. So right now we're just gonna mix everything together like so. And once again, this is called pilau. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna continue to let this simmer because the rice is almost done. Mind you, the rice needs to cook for about 20 minutes, maybe 30, depending on what kind of rice you bought. So after about 20 or 30 minutes, put your marinade back in, reduce down, and then you're ready to go. So now we're just gonna take and let this reduce down a little bit more. We want the rice to be able to be you can just pinch it and it's really, it turns to mush in your fingers. Okay, so now we've let this simmer, and this is the final product. This is your pilau. So you would need to make your salad and have your pilau and have your nice wine, or if you are a Trini or you're Caribbean, you would have your shandy or a carrot. So, thank you for tuning in and have a blessed day.